My name is Ethan. Actually, today I married the love of my life, and we officially became husband and wife. My wife's name is Sophia. Even when I turned 30, I had no desire to marry and vaguely felt that I might remain single for life. Sophia was the one who changed my heart in an instant. Today, I'd like to share an unbelievable story that Sophia told me. The story goes back 8 years. It was when Sophia was 20 years old. Due to family circumstances, Sophia didn't go to college but started working at 18. She worked as an office clerk at a general company. That's where she met Nathan, a man 1 year older than her. As colleagues who hit it off well, they quickly started dating and married when Sophia turned 20. They didn't have a child or anything, and even though their parents opposed it, saying it was too early, they went ahead with the marriage. Sophia said he was her first boyfriend. However, soon after their marriage, Nathan was transferred and started working night shifts, leading to a life of passing each other by. Even when Sophia cooked and waited up all night, Nathan would come home in the middle of the night, skip meals, and go straight to bed, or vice versa. Sophia would come home tired, go to bed, and they couldn't spend time together, leading to constant arguments. This mismatch led to their divorce when Sophia was 23. I would never marry again. She thought so. After that, Sophia dedicated herself to her work, overcoming the handicap of being a high school graduate and moving beyond a clerical role to take on significant responsibilities as a general staff member. In her early 20s, she had no interest in romance, just commuting between work and home. Her best friend and parents worried, saying, "You're still young, why not find someone?" At that time, Sophia wasn't listening to such advice. But perhaps this was to prepare her for the challenges that were to come, as Sophia said. When Sophia turned 26, a friend whom she hadn't seen for years called her out of the blue. It was Michael, a male friend she met with Nathan in her early 20s. She hadn't seen him since her divorce, feeling awkward, but this time, she answered the phone, feeling nostalgic. "Hello, Sophia, it's been a while." Michael on the other end of the line started speaking in a calm voice. He used to be the lively, joking type, but perhaps he had matured with age. Sophia thought so. But the next words from Michael turned Sophia's world upside down. "Nathan has leukemia and is hospitalized." Sophia, not familiar with illnesses, recognized it as a disease she had heard of. She remembered seeing on TV that many people suffer from it. But since the divorce, she had never contacted Nathan. So why did Michael contact her about this? "I know there's a lot going on, but I want you to go see him," Michael said. "But why now? I don't think Nathan would be happy to see me. We're divorced and it wasn't exactly a pleasant separation." The reason for their divorce was increasing arguments, and even Sophia herself didn't think it ended well. "That's not true. He still loves you, always has." Michael's words took Sophia by surprise. She lost her words. "We were young back then, said things we didn't mean, and ended up parting ways, but he's always regretted it. He told me never to tell you, but seeing him in such pain, I couldn't keep it to myself anymore." Michael said this and sent Sophia the hospital's address. After hanging up, Sophia was stunned and took a while to process everything. But she remembered, he was once a loved one, despite her current feelings being gone. Sophia thought if there was anything she could do, she should visit Nathan in the hospital. It was their first meeting in 4 years. Feeling a bit nervous, she opened the door to his hospital room. Upon opening the door to the private room, there was a frail man wearing a knit cap, sitting on the bed and looking out the window. Even though Sophia knew Nathan was in this room, she initially didn't recognize him because he looked so different from the man she knew. He noticed the sound and turned around. His face was unmistakably Nathan's. "Nathan," as Sophia muttered, Nathan widened his eyes in disbelief and said, "Sophia, why are you here?" His voice, not sounding particularly happy, made Sophia think, maybe he's just bothered by my visit. She decided to leave the fruits and flowers she brought, chat briefly, and then leave early. She thought so. However, after a moment of silence, Nathan urged her to sit on the chair next to the bed. Then he joked, "I've lost a lot of weight, right?" Surprised. Seeing his smile, Sophia felt a wave of nostalgia and struggled to hold back her tears. All she could do was nod slightly. "Did he ask you to come see me?" He was referring to Michael, who had called Sophia. "Yes, that's right." I was shocked. Sophia managed to say, "I see, thanks. I heard you're busy with work now, right?" Nathan tried to keep the conversation light, and gradually, Sophia's tension eased, leading them to chat about what had happened in their lives since they last met. Sophia remembered that she used to love spending time talking and laughing with Nathan, something she had completely forgotten as their relationship soured in the year leading up to their divorce. "I haven't laughed this much in a long time." As she was leaving, Sophia inadvertently said this to Nathan. Nathan looked surprised for a moment but then smiled and said, "Well, that's great." After that, Sophia started visiting Nathan's hospital room on her own initiative, not because anyone asked her to. Even though she was busy with work, she made sure to visit every 3 days. "Sophia, when you come to see me, it gives me strength," Nathan would say, and while Sophia certainly wanted to cheer him up, she herself also started feeling the desire to spend as much time with him as possible. However, about a year after she started visiting him in the hospital, "I've got about 6 months left," Nathan, laughing weakly, told Sophia this. Despite the gravity of the situation, Sophia tearfully said to Nathan, who was trying to maintain a smile, "You don't have to laugh in front of me. Don't push yourself. You don't need to be considerate. Just be yourself, Nathan." She embraced him unconsciously as she spoke. Yet Nathan did not stop smiling. "It's not a burden. The fact that you've come to see me again is the happiest thing for me." I can help but smile. Hearing this, Sophia's tears flowed even more. "I've always regretted it. I took for granted that you were always there, waiting up late to serve me a warm meal after my late shifts, falling asleep on the sofa while waiting to greet me. I knew you cared about me, but I became complacent. I didn't realize how happy I was." Nathan's words made Sophia recall those times too. Sophia felt the same regret and desire to apologize. She had only been avoiding those memories to prevent further hurt. "Thank you for coming to see me again," Nathan said. Wiping her tears, Sophia smiled and nodded. However, 3 months later, Sophia, busy with work and unable to visit Nathan for 4 days, entered his hospital room. Not only was Nathan gone, but his belongings were also missing. When she asked the nurse what had happened, the unbelievable words came. "He passed away 2 days ago." Nathan's condition had worsened suddenly during the night. The nurses tried to contact Sophia, but Nathan's family, who had arrived earlier, said there was no need to contact someone who was divorced from him, and they refused to allow it. They took his body away soon after his passing. Sophia visited Nathan's parents' house, but after the divorce, they apparently moved away immediately, and they were not there anymore. It was completely impossible to get in touch with Nathan's parents. Sophia couldn't even spend Nathan's last moments with him, let alone see his body to say goodbye or visit his grave. A senior nurse who came later handed Sophia an envelope while she was breaking down in tears. The envelope was addressed to Sophia. It was unmistakably written in Nathan's handwriting. Inside was a letter to Sophia. "To Sophia, it's been a long time since I wrote a letter, maybe since our first anniversary when we were just 20. Nostalgic, but now's not the time for such memories. If you're reading this, I guess I'm already gone. It's pretty lonely, but thanks to you, Sophia, I've had a truly happy life. This is true. Honestly, until you came, I thought it was pretty unlucky to get sick so young. But if I hadn't gotten sick, I wouldn't have been able to meet you again, talk to you, or apologize. In a way, it was a good thing. I wish I could have spent more time with you, but that's not possible now. I just wanted to tell you this at the end. Thank you so much, Sophia. The time I spent with you before and after our marriage, and even after we met again following our divorce, was incredibly happy. I want you to be even happier from now on, so please forget about me. It's frustrating that I couldn't make you happy myself, but as long as you're happy, that's enough. I love you. Thank you. From Nathan. Sophia couldn't finish reading the letter for a while as she was crying so much. She often regretted not noticing his health changes earlier, thinking if they hadn't divorced, he might not have died. She often regretted it, thinking if things had been different, but you can't change reality. She kept the letter in her desk drawer and tried to live a normal life. That's when I met Sophia. My first impression of Sophia, whom I met as a client at work, was that she was a capable and considerate woman. My name is Ethan. Nice to meet you. I said that and handed over my business card, just like I do with any other client. Sophia said. Wondering if I had said something strange, I asked, "Pardon?" But Sophia quickly regained her composure, introduced herself with a smile, and handed me her business card. I, being nearly 30 with some career experience, managed my work somehow, though I was never very efficient. I remember thinking how wonderful Sophia was for her meticulous care and attention. However, that was just my impression in a professional context. But that afternoon, by chance, I saw Sophia crying. It was in a vacant space between staircases where I often took breaks, a place I liked because you could see the sky from the window. As usual, when I went there, I found Sophia crying. "Are you okay?" I was surprised to see her crying, as she had been smiling and energetic just a moment ago. And I thought her tears were incredibly beautiful. It's weird, isn't it? I had never thought something like that before. "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm okay." Sophia, flustered, tried to leave the spot, but stumbled and fell. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you." I apologized and reached out to help her up. Surprised by my approach, Sophia said, "Thank you," but then she started crying again. "I'm sorry, just remembered some things." Despite having something so painful that made her want to cry, I admired how she could work so efficiently and keep a smile. At the same time, I felt an unfamiliar emotion welling up inside me. "I'll be going now. Thank you very much." As Sophia stood up and started to walk away, I realized I was saying something surprising even to myself. "Will you marry me?" I said to a woman I had just met that day. Sophia turned around with a very surprised look. "Of course." But I later learned that Sophia's surprise had another reason, one that I hadn't even imagined. In the end, she politely declined my sudden marriage proposal, saying, "Marrying all of a sudden is a bit much." But we started seeing each other as friends, and 6 months later, we began dating. And today, 1 year since we first met, we truly registered our marriage. It doesn't feel much like a honeymoon since we've been living together for months, huh? Sophia said, sitting opposite me at the dining table, and laughed. That's true. A few months ago, when I formally proposed, Sophia told me in detail about her past. And about the first time we met. You might not believe it, but I think I knew we were going to meet even before I met. Sophia said that. What do you mean? I asked her, intrigued by the strange words that came from Sophia, who was not joking. The morning I was to meet you, I had a dream. My former husband appeared in it, looking a bit sad, but peaceful, and he said, "Today, you will have an important encounter. That person will surely make you happy." It was hard to believe, but I knew Sophia wasn't the kind of person to lie, and there was no need for her to fabricate such a story. So I believed her. I asked, "What do you mean?" many times, but my former husband wouldn't answer. But in the end, he only told me the person's name, and that name was mine. I myself found it hard to believe, and I didn't remember it vividly, but when I heard your name, I was so surprised. Yet, I was incredibly happy. That's why, even though I was at work, I couldn't stop crying and hid away to weep. Then, when you suddenly proposed to me, I was shocked, but I thought this connection was something I absolutely couldn't let go of. Sophia said this with a shy smile as she accepted my proposal. Sophia's beloved Nathan, who passed away at a younger age than me. I never met Nathan, but like him, I have an unchanging desire to see Sophia happy. I will definitely make Sophia happy in our life ahead. That's the only thing I can do for Nathan. And the only thing I can do for Sophia, who has carried such heavy burdens alone. I vow to never forget this as I build a happy home with Sophia.